Good morning. Happy Monday, you guys. Today is the 23rd of March 2026, and the time is 9:57 a.m. Philippine time. I'm currently here in the Philippines, and I am going to share you another success story. I'm going to tell you a story of my life. And as we're going through, please excuse the noise. God bless you, Nathan. Okay, anyway, so here we are. It's Monday morning. The week has just started. On the other part of the world, it's already spring. So it's spring-a-ling, and we are excited for the new season. Here in the Philippines, we don't have four season. We only have, what do we have? We have summer season, we have rainy season, and typhoon season. Right? And wait a minute, we also have Christmas season. Okay, and that is something that I love to celebrate the most. Anyway, so um, here we are. I'm currently here on our dining table. I spent a little bit too much time sitting down and drinking my coffee and staying hydrated. So I want to make sure in the morning that I am hydrated before I do my exercises. So, and then I also have my morning devotion, my morning journal, the word of the day, and this is my global study Bible. This one is very easy to navigate as just like other Bibles. So this one is English Standard Version. So the words is very easy to understand. There's also footnote. We're going to talk about it later on. Like let's dig into word of the day, and I'm not a Bible expert, but every day I'm learning new words, history, biblical history, and the characters and the disciples, and of course our superstar Jesus. So anyway, this morning I am thinking about a topic that I like to share, like a guiding light to you. If you're going through some trials, if you're going through heartache, if you've gone through separation, divorce. I had a story to tell, some sort of survival kit, a map, an instruction on how to get through it. For me, it works. I don't know with you. We have different we have different phases. We have different cope up mechanism on how we can get through it, right? So how am I going to start my story? I'm going to start my story on the 25th of November of 2021. November 25th of 2021, it was Thanksgiving Day. Thanksgiving Day in the US. Actually, even a day before that, 23rd, 24th, I was already planning to travel to Minnesota. We just keep on, rescheduling it because of so many things that was going through at that time. I really can't remember the exact date of when I'm supposed to go there, but it was the 25th when I finally decided that I wanted to move to Minnesota. I mean, I only have few luggages with me. I had one or two traveling to Minnesota. My ex-husband drove me to the airport. We were still officially married at that time. He drove me to the airport at MCO Airport, Orlando Airport. Um, you know, that was the last time before I moved to Florida that you know so anyway, so that was that. So he drove me to the airport. He wanted to hug me as if we're not going through a lot of trials at that time. But we know for sure that we are processing our divorce paper, that maybe this isn't going to work anymore. And honestly, I was emotionally decided at the time that it's probably not going to work. We've been through a lot already, and we decided I believe that we both decided to end the relationship together for the sake of our emotional, mental, and overall health. So at the time, he drove me to the airport. He wanted to give me a hug, but I kind of pushed him. I was like, you know, it's like I'm not going to travel for a holiday. I'm traveling because, I mean, I didn't say it, but, but um, yeah, I started to talk about it, but I have to say it anyway. So, yeah, the flight takes off, and then I arrived in Minnesota. Thanksgiving Day. It's Thanksgiving Day, and it's fall season. It's the 25th of November. I mean, I was like, I don't know what I feel at the time. I don't know what the emotions that I had at the time. I mean, it's a mix of sadness, it's a mix of relief that finally, okay, this is a new beginning, a new life for me that I don't have to, I don't have to worry about any more dramas that I had to go through for so many years. It's like living in a prison of, it's like being imprisoned to your own expectations, that your expectations are your imprisonment, that you know when you're expecting when reality did not meet your expectations, it's very depressing, and it's very um, demotivating. What else? And so many words that you can associate with it. So anyway, there you have it. Why did I move to Minnesota? I moved there because it's where my godmother lives. My godmother is my mom's best friend. I don't know if they really were, but anyway, she's my mom's best friend, and they were schoolmates in college. So that's where I moved, and stayed with them for 6 months. So I moved to their house the 25th, and then December, January, February, March, April, May, June. So 7 months to be exact that I live at their house. So that I am very grateful that she was there at that time when I needed support to get me through it, get me through the divorce period of my time. Because I also have a relative in Florida, but I don't want to bother them anymore. I mean, they were busy, and they also have their lives, and I was, my aunt was also giving me advice that, why don't you just go back to the Philippines, or maybe stay in Florida? I don't know. I was just, maybe the good thing to do, or the best thing to do, is move to a different state. That's where my north is. I also had friends who suggested move to Minnesota, because that's where find your north. It's a little bit far away from Florida, so maybe you can start fresh, and build a new life. And so there you go. So how was my life in Minnesota? So we celebrated our Thanksgiving Day with my godmother's friend, Tita Grace. So that's where my first Thanksgiving. Tita Grace, children was there, and they're very accommodating and friendly. And then I stayed at my godmother for 7 months. I mean, I wasn't living there for free. I was renting. They had an extra room that I was renting. I was renting it for very affordable price. I was renting it for $400 monthly. And so November when I moved, December when I got my job in Minnesota. So I didn't have to wait that long. For the first month, I already got a job. It was at Huntington Bank, where my godmother was also working. She worked there as a teller, and she referred me because there's a bonus. There's a referral bonus if you refer somebody. And she did refer me. But prior to that, I already got another offer from a different company to work at the HR department, the recruiting side, staffing at Home Depot. But I did not pursue the offer to work at the HR department at Home Depot because I was like, my godmother probably wants me to work at the bank, because we can go to work together, and it would be easier since I don't have my own car yet. We were commuting every day. We were riding at the bus every day. I had a bus card. um, and then it was actually the first time that I experienced riding on a bus. From Stinson to Huntington. So that was a lot of fun, and that I was, I was very grateful that she was there for me at that time. So she slowly helped me start over again. Her letting me stay at their place and letting me rent it for a few months was a big help for me, and I hope I was also helping them with their expenses. So anyway, um, I would like to talk to you about my relationship with my godmother. So with my godmother, she's always been a giver. She likes to give. Even when I was still in the Philippines, I arrived in the U.S. first before she got to there. So I was petitioned by my ex-husband first, and then I arrived in the U.S. and got married first prior to, I don't know, I can't remember exactly what was the year that she arrived, but I got there first before she went there. She went to Minnesota. So before I went to the U.S., she knew that my fiance is an American citizen, and we're already processing our visa, and I even stayed at her house in Manila when I had my interviews at the immigration and I had to do my medical. And she would always give me gifts. My godmother, she loves giving me clothes. And this one is actually, she gave it to me as a gift. So this one is a wallet. So this one is Kenneth Cole. So this one is Kenneth Cole Reaction. She gave it to me before I went to the US. So it's one of my lucky wallets. Lots of memories attached to it already. So I also brought this with me. So this one is Kenneth Cole Reaction. I had to wash this because it hasn't been clean since I got this. I haven't washed this yet. I probably should use this again, but I had so many stuff here from the past. Like, what else? Let's see. What do I have here? What do we have? Oh, this one is an old debit card from Fifth Third Bank. This one is no longer working, but this was an old debit card from Fifth Third. Too much info. But anyway, I just love the color because it's gold. But anyway, so I stayed at my godmother's house for 7 months, and then we work at the same place at Huntington Bank. She was a teller, and I was also a teller. She's a great good godmother. She treated me like her own daughter. She taught me she taught me a lot of stuff. She would teach me how to cook. I mean, I knew how to cook. I know how to clean. She taught me how to clean. She taught me how to cook. She would bring me to some of her clients because she's not only working at Huntington, she also have part-time jobs. Sometimes she would go visit a friend and help them, organize their, clean their house. And, she would teach me, she would show me how to do it. Like, she would vacuum the floor, and she would, show it to me that that's what she was doing. And I was like, oh, that was a very noble job. Like you're working at the bank and then you're also doing part-time job as a cleaner. She's not a registered cleaner, but she had friends that was asking her to help her, organize their house, clean their stuff, and probably one or two occasions that I was with, that she showed me what she was doing at work, right? So, So that was that. It's not that I don't know how to do household work, because when I was in Florida, I was also cleaning our house. I would also cook every now and then. I would also do laundry. It just so happened that my ex-husband loves to do laundry. He's the one who loves to, go to groceries, do some household chores. I mean, I would clean for the most part, but it's my ex-husband who loves to do laundry. He likes doing laundry. He likes to do laundry for me. Um, so maybe my godmother is under the impression that I'm not doing any household work at home, and maybe I was just working on the computer. But it was my godmother who taught me how to cook. She taught me how to do laundry. She would take me to laundry shop in Minnesota to kind of help me assimilate to the new state. So, um, I mean, it's very uncomfortable to talk about it because it feels like I don't know what I'm doing. I know what I was doing. I mean, I'm not ignorant when it comes to household stuff, because my mom taught me how to clean the house. She taught me how to, you know, to be a good wife, to be a good housewife. My God, very uncomfortable talking about it. But anyway, so that was that. I felt like my godmother doesn't know that I was a responsible, I was responsible at home. I don't feel like I was insulted. That I mean, I took it as a compliment that, she was being a mother to me, that she was helping me learn and how to assimilate to the new state. And one of the things that I love about her, she likes treating me like her daughter. She'd give me clothes. If she see things that are cute, she would thought about me. I think that's how much she loves me. We just don't really talk a lot every day, but that's the kind of vibe that I felt from her. That, you know. Anyway, so, and then, my godmother would spoil me. She would, what do you call this? She would prepare the foot spa, and then clean my feet. It's like I am not a minor anymore. Um, she likes to she likes teaching me about life pretty much. Um, she she likes to teach. She likes to make sure that she has that mother authority over me. And and I did appreciate it. I don't know how the husband felt at that time. Maybe the husband would feel a little bit, uncomfortable, that, you know and honestly, I really feel uncomfortable. That's why I distance myself a little bit. I mean, I had my own little space and I had my own little world, because I felt that, my godmother wants to take me everywhere that she wanted to go. Sometimes, I mean, not all the time, but whenever they would go out to maybe go get a groceries, or, go somewhere, um, I I felt like I have to go with her. And then there would be times that she and her husband would join an event. They had an event to attend to, that they would invite me to go with them. I just wanted to, stay at home and be inside the room, and then read and do my journal, which is this is the evidences that I wasn't really doing anything but be on my notebook, listen to um, Joel Austin's preaching, and listen to worship songs. So, I don't know. I just don't feel like going out. I just want to stay inside the bedroom, and then not to be what is to be a downer, not to be, what do you call this? What's the right word I'm looking for? Not to look like I'm depressed and going through a lot, but I just don't feel like socializing, partying. I mean, it's a harmless party. It's more of like gathering with other Filipinos. I just don't feel like, because I don't have my plus one. I'm single. I mean, I'm not single technically at the time. I was going through divorce. I just don't feel like hanging out with other people, and then meeting, and then, what it means, like delicadeza ba. So anyway, yeah, and at that time I felt like, she's making tampo because I'm not going out with her. And then she said that I was selfish. I don't know why she said that. Maybe because I wasn't going out with her, that she thought that I was selfish. But I just ignored it. So, so anyway, since we started working at Huntington, that's when our relationship changed. She became a little bit distant, and then so am I. I mean, we see each other every day at home, and then we're together at work too. So we're always together 24/7. She's working at the same place that I was working at, and then we're also living at the same house. I was like, you know what I mean? It's like we see each other every day. So, and there are things that you just rather keep to yourself. That you don't talk about everything you know, to everyone. So, um, yeah, I know it's a very uncomfortable topic, but yeah, so ano nga ba? So yun nga, so we became a little bit distant. We became a little bit distant to each other. It's not that it's not like we're arguing, we're not. I mean, it's just a normal mother and daughter kind of, tampuhan. I don't have any animosity with her. In fact, I respected her as she said that she respected me highly. My godmother told me in the past that she looked up to me and she respected me a lot. And that is something that I will never forget. That the respect that should be extended and given to me. So, and she knew the story of the thing that we were going through. So yun na nga. So yun na nga, sabi ko, I don't know. I wasn't ready to go out yet. I had to build myself first. Gusto ko munang i-build ang sarili ko before I let myself socialize with other people. There are people who adjust to who adjust easily by socializing. It's not me. It's not my case. My case is I want to build myself first. I want it to be processed at the back, at the behind closed door, that I want to internalize what I was going through. Gusto ko munang damhin. I want to feel it first. I don't want to cover what I was going through by going out with other people and party. I want to go through it by myself and do some research on how to get through it, and listen to music, write it down, internalize it. And they were probably noticing me being distant. So they advised me that maybe get a counselor, get a counseling, because this is also the time where people are going through seasonal depression, because I'm new to another state that I never experienced. I never experienced winter season yet. So maybe you're going through seasonal depression, and it's normal. People go through a lot of seasonal depression when the weather change. When it's winter, you get to be a little bit on the sad part of your emotions, a little bit down. I mean, I didn't really experience being depressed there, because I was busy working, and I had my morning devotion. I started doing my morning devotion. So it wasn't really a hard adjustment for me. In fact, I adjusted accordingly. I adjusted easily compared to the first time that when I arrived in Florida. It was very easy for me. And then so there you go. When I was ready, after listening to a lot of different gospel, a lot of different preaching from different pastor, Joel Austin, Mike Todd, who else? GIL. I decided, and I thought to myself that I'm ready. I'm ready to join and socialize and be part of a community, because I already healed. I mean, I was healing silently, and now I am ready. I'm ready to socialize. So it's a step-by-step process, hindi madalian. So that's when I was researching, I was praying that I'll find the right community, that I can grow to this new state, that I will grow professionally and personally. I mean, the people at work became, we're not super friends, but they're nice. They're nice enough to understand that I was new to the state, so I am learning. And then, yeah,